I enjoy action figures from the 70s until today, like this Battlestar Galactica Cylon. If the design is as good as this, sometimes you can overlook the limited articulation. It does not have leg or knee joints, which is unfortunate. I'm Toysbackzen. This is my 10 worst figures in my collection. In the early 80s, Transformers was a huge craze. From GoBots to Transformers and everything in between, here we have a robot that you could get that transforms into a car, and they were sold at local gas stations. In 3 steps, he's transformed. Of course, with the limited articulation, there has to be some kind of gimmick. So with the rubber tires, you can pull them back and they will move forward. Here's one from Hasbro that has the heat transfer sticker that reveals the Decepticon logo. Pull it back, and away it goes. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles started in 1989, and you still see them on the toy shelves today. They made so many Michelangelos, Leonardos, Raphaels, and Donatellos that I think around this time, about 1993, 94, they lost the inspiration maybe a little bit. I just don't like the fact that they put the pizza box on his chest and you have to load it through his back. Still love him though. Released by McDonald's in 1999 is this Gwar figure from the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger line. If you go to toy shows, if you go to flea markets, wherever you go to pick up toys, you're going to find this figure in the dump bin somewhere for, next to nothing. Like the band Gwar says, sick of you. Somehow he stays on my shelf. So, G.I. Joe is really close to my heart, and I have tons of G.I. Joes I collect. And I've tried to collect these figures, and I do have quite a few of them. Most of them are boxed because what you'll find about these figures is that the hip joints really suck. They just don't stand. And it's not because they've been overplayed with at all. Although they have great articulation, they just, the hips are so loose. I'm sure there's a way to fix that. Eventually I'm going to do that, but these 2 figures here, they're brand new out of the package. Brand new. I actually opened them just to show you how bad they are out of the blister. Ab crunches, double knee joints, ankle joints, swivel, battle grip, elbow joints, head joint, everything that you would expect from a 3 3/4 G.I. Joe, but bad hips, which is too bad because I like these figures. I think they look great. Here we have a figure from the Crash Test Dummies line. This is Junkman. I can see what they're going for in these figures. This is probably one of the better figures out of the line. I like the design of them, but the joints are, the knees and the elbows go backwards, which I guess when you're getting in lots of car crashes, you have to have broken knees and elbows, which I understand what they're going with. But they're just made out of such a cheap plastic, and I feel like the legs are a little too long. And most of the time when you get these figures, the legs are pointed inwards with each other, and they don't stand very well. So, you know, I do collect these figures and I collect the vehicles. It's just unfortunate that they designed them a little too rickety for my liking. Maybe I'm just not a fan of the Power Ranger line, but here's another one of my top 10 worst figures. This is the White Ranger, the Ninja Ranger. And, you know, his articulation is just limited. The way he stands is ridiculous. He's got a gimmick where he just, you hit the switch on the back and his arm twirls whatever you have to put in his hand. Just a bad figure, and you really can't move the arm and articulate it because of the gimmick. So Hasbro brought out the Conan figures from 1994. You would think by this time they would be better at sculpting figures and coming up with ideas. I think they were just running out of ideas. Maybe the janitor came in from upstairs or something and was like, "Hey, I could make a figure. I'll make a Conan figure, and we'll make his hand in a circle and make his arm go up and down with this little pull cord in the back." They just did not execute this well. He's very top heavy, doesn't stand. Fortunately, he does come with a stand that he can stand on, so that's a nice thing to see. But as you can see, you know, his profile is just ridiculous. And all of the figures in this line are like that. They're weird proportions, and some of them stand better than others. Next we have the real Ghostbusters. This is Wicked Wheelie. Now the real Ghostbusters supposed to be goofy, and this takes goofiness to the next level. You know, seems like Conan and this guy could get together and have a party. I do like the back of his jacket, how it was molded with the broken skull. I think that's really cool. But other than that, all right, now Star Wars. After the vintage line, Hasbro bought Kenner when they started releasing figures in the 90s before the new movies came out. And it came with the Theed playset, and the limbs are really loose, really ridiculous figure. The sculpt is terrible. And then of course we've got Power of the Force, Princess Leia, a man with a unibrow, and Princess Leia wig on. It's a terrible figure. Everybody that probably collects Star Wars knows about this figure. That's fine. I have it in my collection. I love Star Wars stuff. And it's from the Power of the Force in 1995. So they could have done better than that by this time. Now the worst figure I think that's out there right now. I picked this up one time in a lot. This is from the Hook movie, Peter Pan. And it was played by Robin Williams. Every one of these figures from this line, I find the face sculpts are atrocious. That doesn't look anything like Robin Williams, let alone it looks anything like anybody I've ever seen. And here's a bonus figure for you. This is a HG Toys, and it's 1986 Sport Freaks line, and it's made out of PVC. These figures are terrible. Anyway, that's my 10 worst figures, including this guy, which isn't even a figure in my books. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment down below. Tell me what your worst figures in your collection are. Share this video. See ya.